Okay, so while everyone is getting their cameras on, I'll go ahead and get started. So I wanted to say welcome again. I did just want to introduce our staff since it's the beginning of the year. And I just wanted you guys to be familiar with who you have available to assist you with our licensing unit. And I'll start with, I believe we may have some team members from the regulatory check unit. It's Is Kayla Bodi available somewhere? There she is.
I'm here.
Okay. So Ms. Kayla is the program manager for the regulatory check unit or background check unit, as most of you may be familiar with. And her team helps you guys out a lot. Cindy, can you show yourself?
I don't believe that Cindy has a
Camera.
camera.
Okay. Well, Miss Cindy Smith, she's also a part of the meeting, and there she goes. Go ahead, Cindy.
Yeah, I don't have a camera.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just my desktop.
Okay. And so Cindy works really hard along with Brinda Burr, Kayla Bodi, and I'm not sure if Nora Fawcett is available on this call. But Brenda, can you show yourself as well or say hi?
I think she's trying to get into the meeting.
Okay.
She's working on it. There she is.
Brenda, how are you? Can you hear me, Brenda? Brenda Bodi? I'm sorry, not Brenda Bodi. Brinda Burr.
Yes, I can. Thank you.
I was just introducing your team to the providers as you're a part of the regulatory check unit. Does your camera work?
I was having trouble getting on, so I will turn it on. I just got on, so let me figure that out.
There she is. If you don't mind, if you can just kind of introduce yourself, Brenda.
My name is Brinda Burr. I'm the DHS program coordinator for the regulatory check unit, and I report to Kayla Bodi.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'm not sure if I missed anyone else from your team, Kayla. Okay, all right. So I'll go ahead and introduce Shara Litzy. Can you introduce yourself, Shara?
Good morning. My name is Shahara Litzy. I am a program manager in the PRLU unit. My team and I, we cover the psychiatric residential programs. I am housed in Garland County in the Hot Springs office. Good morning and Happy New Year to you all. And as a part of my team, we have Austin Clowers as the program manager, Clayton DeBoer, and Chelsea Vardell.
And I'm not sure if Chelsea is available, but again, her team is the one that they frequent the psychiatric residential treatment facilities. I should have some placement agency staff on the call. So we'll start with Charlotte Galusha. If you can tell them like what areas you kind of cover, just so you guys can kind of get familiar with your licensing specialist.
Okay, again, my name is Charlotte Galusha, and I work with placement, so primarily foster homes, adoption, TFC agencies, and I cover a rather large area. Uh, Ebony, we don't have a map that we can show them. Well, we'll get y'all a copy of the map if you need a copy of it. But I go all the way up from Little Rock straight up central through the state to all the way to the top of the state line up by Baxter and Fulton, and then over to the northeast corner. So I cover Clay, Randolph, Lawrence, Sharp, Fulton, Izard, Baxter, Stone, Searcy, Van Buren, Cleburne, White, and Faulkner counties.
Thank you, Charlotte. I see Beth Davis. Can you kind of introduce yourself? You're muted. You're still muted.
There we go. Sorry, it wouldn't let me do it. My name is Beth Davis and I am under Latoya Macon. I'm housed in the Garland County office. And I have, let me see here, my map is in the car that I have all my little counties highlighted, but I have Yell County, Perry County, Garland County, Polk, Montgomery, Howard. I might not have Perry anymore. Sevier, Little River, Miller, Hempstead, Lafayette, Columbia, Nevada, Clark, Hot Spring, Grant, Jefferson, Dallas, Cleveland, Washita, Calhoun, and Union. I don't know if I've missed any. I've got 22 counties, I believe.
Okay, and I think I don't see any other licensing specialists. I think they may be out in the field already. But Latoya Macon, she is my supervisor, program coordinator. So she works directly with the licensing field staff. And Latoya, if you can just kind of wave your hands and say hi. All right. So thank you everyone for being patient with us this morning. I did want to talk to you all about some current trends that we are seeing with our licensed agencies. And I did want to start off with the regulatory checks. So I did want to say that if you could please ensure that all of your regulatory checks have not expired. So we are running into a few of those where those checks have been expired. So if you can make sure that you're working with your teams to ensure that they're making sure that all checks are up to date. And I'll make sure I say this right. So for all agencies that accept DCFS foster children, child maltreatment, state and FBI checks must be complete before any applicant begins working at your facility. Has anybody run into any problems with that? No problems, that's great. And I did want to discuss with you all the new law, which is Act 269. It requires that all staff also have to have an FBI check performed. So any of your staff at your facilities have to have an FBI check performed. I can send you a copy of the law if you like. You can just put your name in the inbox or just shoot me an email whenever you get a chance. And I'll be happy to ensure that that occurs. Is anybody, as far as that aspect, having any issues with the FBI check? Okay. Does anyone have any questions for the regulatory check or background check unit while we have them available? Because I know sometimes they have to hop off and, attend to other meetings.
There's a question in the chat, Ebony.
Oh, can you read it for me, Austin?
Yes, it says from Miss Adams, it says begin work. What about orientation in regards to the DCFS, I believe? And Brinda, if you want to clarify about that.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. So I guess my question is before, before they completely clear, are employees able to attend orientation or can they not walk into the door?
That's a very good question, Renessa. I will check on that for you and I will get an answer back. I'll include it in the email that I initially sent for the invite so that everyone can be aware of it. Okay.
Hey, Ebony, if you have a chance.
Go ahead.
How often does the FBI need to be, or does it need to be repeated?
So I'm gonna try this one and Kayla help me out. So from my understanding, it is a one-time check. It only needs to be completed one time.
Okay.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Now, if we've had people that are already working, but they haven't done the FBI because they were living in Arkansas for more than 5 years, we're going to go back and get them the FBI check. Is that correct?
That is correct. Okay. Let me see. It says the FBI check, is that the same as fingerprinting? Did I read that right? The FBI check, the same as fingerprinting.
Yes.
Okay. All righty. Any other questions about regulatory checks?
And Ebony, I will make sure that I put all of our contact information in the chat box so that if anyone has questions later on, or you just don't want to ask right now, or you have other colleagues that have questions, you'll have all of our contact information.
Thank you so much, Kayla. And so I did just want to read this part again. It's section, it's in our minimum licensing standards. It's section 101.11, and it's concerning the regulatory checks. So no person guilty of an excluded criminal offense pursuant to ACA 928 and 409 shall be permitted to have direct and unsupervised contact with children except as provided in the statute. So just be mindful of that when we let you guys know that, hey, this person has a hit. Please let us know what's the disposition for that person. Okay. So if they have some type of criminal record or hit, they cannot work direct and unsupervised with any children. Alrighty. Please, okay, a licensing specialist will notify you whenever we get those hits from the regulatory check unit. And so they let us know, and then we turn around and inform our licensing specialists who reach out to you all. They should be doing it to let you know that this person is ineligible. And we'll be looking for some type of response from you all to move forward. Is anybody having any issues with that? Are you all receiving that information, or are you just kind of caught off guard about, oh, this person has a hit? Has there been any troubles with that? Okay, good. I think we're doing our job. Thank you, team. Okay. So another thing that we're seeing is increasing COVID numbers. And I did want to ask you all, is your agency prepared in the event that majority of your staff has to be quarantined? So we have seen this a couple of times already. Like, what are you guys doing to prepare for that to occur? Because from my understanding, the new variant is highly contagious, and we're seeing more positives than we have before. So if there's anyone that can kind of share what you guys are doing to kind of prevent you guys from having ratio issues or anything. Is Cindy Smith, is your hand up? I'm sorry. No, it's not. I'm sorry. Does anybody else have anything that they like to share about how they're preparing for in the event that your staff is going to be positive and you're going to be having issues with ratio? Or can anybody kind of discuss what you may think you may need to do, or from anyone? Feel free.
Well, here at Southern Christian Home, we've had this happen before. One set of our house parents did have COVID. So we quarantined that cottage. We quarantined the kids to their own bedrooms during that time. Luckily, the one house parent had it a few days before the other house parent got it, and they were able to maintain the food and everything for everybody. But we quarantined in place, and so it did not spread to the other cottages or to the campus. We have space enough. We have the luxury on our other cottages that we have more bedrooms than we do have children because the building was set up for 12 kids and we only are allowing 8. So we have places where we can isolate children from the other children and still carry on. But our school, they are looking at their mask mandate according to South Connolly County School District. And so we're masking things up and going from there.
Thank you again, Charlie. And if you all do not mind, as you find out that you do have positives at your facility, if you could just please let your licensing specialist know like how many positive staff that you have. We don't need their names or anything, just kind of let us know how many either clients, youth, or how many staff have tested positive and are being quarantined, and let us know if you've spoken to the Arkansas Department of Health and if they provided you with any guidance. So if you don't mind, if you can also do that, because we are trying to track it as well, just to see how things are going with our homes and our facilities. So
Ebony, it's Shay. I wanted to let everyone know I put the Arkansas Department COVID hotline number in the chat box. So if anyone needs it, they can get that information in the chat box.
thank you so much, Shay.
Ebony, I have a
Ebony,
question.
okay.
Dr. Shannon. Is that a one-time request, or is that whenever we get a positive that we need to report that to you all?
Yes, so whenever you all receive a notice of positive.
Okay.
Yes, good question.
Hey, Ebony, I can mention one of our providers. I don't know if they're on here or not. I don't see a name, but Vera Lloyd had, I talked with them this week, and they said one of the things that they've been doing is their administration team, because they've been short-staffed severely, they have been staying like quarantined with the children, and which is not the most ideal situation, obviously, because you want to go home to your family and things. But they did say that they had been staying, you know, there at the houses with the kids. So that's just another idea as well. Like I said, not the most positive, you know, positive or great thing, but you know, at least they kept their staffing, you know.
Okay. And again, I just mentioned that because the way the spread is going, I just want you guys to just keep that in mind. Like it may occur at your agency. So just be thinking ahead of what you can do to plan for anything like that to happen at your agency. So just it's better to I think Miss Shannon used to say, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I think that's maybe what she used to say all the time. But if you can just please keep that in mind. Okay. Some additional guidance for you all. So if your agency is experiencing several incidents with your youth, we're just talking now. So what additional guidance are you looking for, or have you been utilizing to decrease the number of incidents that occur? So we do know that like the youth now, they're different. And they have their own set of issues and trauma that they're experiencing, and they express themselves in many different ways. And so I just wanted to talk to you all just to see, is there anything that has been working for you all to kind of de-escalate the youth, or to keep them involved, or to, change their way of thinking? How have you guys been doing so far with your youth? So I'll ask Ms. Jennifer Wise at Haven.
Yes.
So how are things going there?
They're going pretty good. I think the risking connections training was very beneficial as well, and just giving the kids more say and more opinions in any area that you're able to. And just individualizing treatment, because every child is different.
Right. So are you are your youth getting the appropriate amount or the allowed amount of treatment that they should be having, or are you guys having issues either due to COVID or lack of staff, or are any of you all?
Knock on wood, we have 2 certified therapists on staff. One's a clinical supervisor and one's the girls therapist. We also have a psychiatrist on staff. He has gone to telehealth. Our therapists are still in person, and we don't have any COVID cases, but know that that is coming with the girls being back in school. So that is a concern, but right now, yes, they are.
Okay. All right, good deal. Thank you. Is anybody else, would anybody else like to share how things are going with your youth at your facility?
Yes, I would like to share. My name is Pasana Hope, and I'm the Director of Quality and Risk at Perimeter of Forest City. I know.
I think you froze up on us, Ms. Hope.
You know, a lot of different things, a lot of different problems. And, you know, sometimes it's a combination of youth that we have, the reason why we have a lot of serious occurrences. But, you know, we have seen a decline. I know in December, our incidents completely declined because we did discharge a lot of those problematic that had most of those serious occurrences. And then we kind of spent more time de-escalating instead of going hands-on, you know, when what I say, the residents are being the residents. But we do look forward to a new year, implementing a lot of new changes, a lot of new processes and stuff. We look forward to seeing an even more decrease in those incidents as well.
Great, great. So that's good to hear. You did kind of break up on us, Miss Pasana Hope, but I got the gist of what you were saying. So we're glad to hear some positive things are occurring at Perimeter Forest City. So please keep up the good work.
And hold on, and to piggyback, this is Charlotte, the CEO from Perimeter of Forest City. To piggyback on what Hope has said, we are looking at changing from SAMA to CPI because CPI teaches a lot more de-escalation techniques. So that should be coming down the pipe. That's one of the our goals of 2022 is to change from SAMA to CPI.
Good deal. Thank you. If anybody else has any advice for them, like feel free to share. Like this will be a great time.
And one other thing, and then I'm gonna hush. We're also looking at doing the conscious discipline as well.
Good segue. I have a book here for that, Conscious Discipline. I don't know if you guys can see it, but we do have some available books. I'll need to check our inventory that I can maybe send one to the CEO or to the administrator at your facility. And this is just some additional guidance that you guys could possibly use when you're thinking of your youth or your clients as a whole. And so we're just trying to reach out and find any additional resources that we can that will be beneficial to the youth and your staff at your facilities. So if you would like a conscious discipline book, you can either put it in a chat or send me an email, and I'll try to see if we have enough books and I can get it sent to your agency or have one of the licensing specialists drop it off to you. But just some of the things that conscious discipline is built on, they have 3 different premises, and one of those is controlling and changing ourselves is possible and has a profound impact on others. And so when I read that, I was like, that's beneficial. So they can go for the staff when they know they may need to change their behaviors or control on how they react to what a child is doing. So that's something that maybe be beneficial for you guys to read up on. It talks about connectedness governs behavior. So we're all dealing with different types of behavior. Like Ms. Hope said, each child is different. So you're gonna see several behaviors throughout the day. And so this is something that may be helpful for you as well. And it also talked about conflict is an opportunity to teach. So again, if you all would just like an additional, resource or guidance to have this conscious discipline book, just let me know and I'll try to get that book out to you all for review. It may seem that it's specific to a certain age range of children, but you can make it fit to the older children. I know some of you all have a lot of teenagers at your agency, but I think it will be beneficial to you as a whole. So it's just an additional resource. Okay, so does anyone have any questions or concerns or any other positive things that are happening at your agency that you would like to share with us or that you would like to ask us while we're available?
Ebony, in the chat, Kelly DeStefano from Youth Home said they're going to be doing a train the trainer class for CPI in the next couple of months. And they said they plan to bring them here for that, and it's less expensive. If anyone wants to send folks here, we might be able to work together, and it could be much less expensive. Contact our trainer, Robin, and it gives a number there in the chat.
Thank you. Thank you. See, this is what I wanted to see with these provider calls. I just really want you guys to have like an additional resource or outlet, or because we're all in it with the same purpose and goal is to ensure that we are doing what we can to help the youth and ensure that they are safe and that they are able to function when they leave your facilities. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please take a look at the chat if you're interested in what Ms. Kelly DeStefano had reported. Thank you again.
Hey, Miss Ebony. At Southern Christian Home, we are started a training series. We have 3 or 4 planned for this year. Our first one is going to be Monday, January 10th. So this coming Monday. It's the unspoken reality of addiction. And that is open for anybody that will want to come. If you'd like to just email me, I'll put my information in the chat so we can know how many chairs to have and things. But we also are doing a Hope Journey for the Hope Conference in May sometimes, and that goes over our TBRI training. That's a 2-day thing that we're sponsoring and hosting. So if anybody would like to come, we would like to help out in any way we can.
Hey, Charlie, is any of that available through virtual?
Not at this time. We are working on our technology part of it to see if we can get that together, but we don't have that right now.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. I did want to ask from our licensing team and from the regulatory check team, is there anything that you would like to address with the providers? Okay.
I don't think that we have anything, Ebony. Just keep up the great work and just keep on communicating with us. If you have any issues with your regulatory checks or you have questions, please give us a call. We're here to help, and we want to help expedite those as quickly as possible because we know that you all need staff immediately. So just reach out if you ever have anything, but keep up the good work and what you're doing for all the kids and clients in Arkansas.
All right, thank you. Shay or Austin or Latoya?
I have something, Ebony. For the psychiatric residential providers that are on this call, be on the lookout. We are going to branch off from this whole residential monthly call and have just a specific call for our PRTF programs. So be on the lookout for some information for that this week.
Thank you. All righty, so our next Child Welfare Agency Review Board meeting will be scheduled for Wednesday, February 23rd at 1:30 p.m. And it currently is still scheduled for the DHS office in Little Rock. Okay.
And just note, I got everybody's name out of the chat that wanted a book. So if you do still want a book and you didn't get a chance to reach out in the chat, you can always email your specialist or me or Latoya, Ebony, or Shay, and we'll be glad to get those books to you as well. Oh, and there's a question, will virtual be possible for board meeting this time?
They haven't given us confirmation on it, but it's looking like maybe it'll happen that way. I'm not sure, but of course I'll let you all know. Thank you, Renessa. All righty, well, again, Happy New Year to all of you all. I wish you the best and good luck with your agencies, and we pray for those kids and that everything works out for them. And you all have a great and wonderful day. Thank you, everyone.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.